Yo, what's up, man? So, in this video, I'm gonna talk about the importance of establishing yourself with women off top, and it's related to other stuff. As with everything in game, it's all related, but you'll see overlap between a lot of stuff. It's important to establish yourself with women because if you don't, then what'll happen is she'll slowly encroach and she'll put herself in position to where eventually the tables will turn from you leading to her leading. And then she kind of will determine, okay, well, this is the type, I'm like this with this guy, basically. So when you meet a woman, you have to watch things like you can when you do things like this, you can look at other people's relationship over time and see things. Like, I mean, real talk, man. 99% of the, probably 99.99% of the relationships you see with a man and a woman, the woman runs the situation because most dudes are simps. I know, like, what are you talking about? It's the truth, though, you know? And a lot of it is not really, they don't mean that these are bad guys. It means that they're so used to how society has told them how to be and what they've seen, and they don't know any different. I mean, it's the same with a lot of us. A lot of guys, such as myself, that have game, man, it's a journey, you know what I'm saying? And it's you arrive at that point, you go through stuff, and then you're like, wait a minute, because I've always been a thinker, but every once in, here's the funny thing about game. You have situations that occur, and you'll see something, and you'll kind of have like a little moment of clarity, and you're like, that was, but you don't realize that at some point you're gonna realize you don't realize that at some point it's gonna connect with other things, and then it'll all kind of start to fall in line and make sense, and you're like, oh, okay, this and that, and next thing you know, it just kind of builds. But you gotta establish yourself with women off top because if you don't, like I said, she's gonna slowly encroach upon your position of leadership to the point where you end up like most guys, 99.99% of what I said, and that is where the woman's leading their relationship. Um, and like I said, and I'm gonna touch upon an example I was about to say before I went off on the thing about women leading a relationship. Small things you can watch a relationship. I'm just gonna say I know a cat right now. He's with this girl. I can tell, she runs a relationship. And there was something that happened one day that let me know. I mean, it's a couple things. Like she's got kids, and he goes and picks her kids up and watches her kids and stuff. I'm just like, it don't it, it's not really that he does that, but it's the way that he goes about it, And it's small things like how she talked to him. Like I see that. One time I was over there, and this is maybe like the second time I met her, and then we were about to, go take care of some business, do some recording or something like that. And then she's like, "Okay, oh, my neighbor's loud ass car. I might have to edit this out the video. Damn, man, fuck it. I'm still gonna record. I'm sure y'all can hear me." So she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you boys have fun." I'm thinking, boys. I'm like, bitch, I'm almost 50 years old. What the hell you talking, boys? But to me, it lets me know that she's downplaying things like his position as a man. She's thinking it's okay to talk to him however she wants. So just from something that, as small as her calling me and him boys, or referring to us, as boys. Oh, you boys can. That lets me know, and also the way she said it, it let me know that I'm like, I see how their relationship works. But then it was other things too that I see. But I'm not gonna really get into too much about their relationship. But I drew a lot from that. So it's just like, but that tells me she does that because he never established those things, right? He just was like, it's no big deal. He's used to, no, you don't do that. You have to. Your girl needs to know, that it's not totalitarian, but pretty damn close. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the you have a standard and a protocol, and the more that she falls in line with that standard and protocol, then the more just the more not cohesive, but the smoother things go. And once things are going smooth, then we can kind of kick back a little bit. But in the training stages, you know what I'm saying, you got to make sure you got to establish yourself and make sure your girl knows that you're not playing with her. And I'm not saying it in a mean way, but she's got to know that, again, like I said before in other videos, women do things because they're used to doing them with other men, but you don't be that guy, because if you are, then you'll be just like the other guys, her leading a relationship. Women do that because they're used to leading a relationship, and guys are used to being led in relationships. But a cat with game, a cat that truly has game, he be like, nah, we're not. No, we're not going for that. You know, like that old Hall and Oates song. I can't go for that. We're not going for that. You know, now not to say, of course, your woman has say and she has a place in a relationship, and you know what I'm saying. She has a role, but the role is not bullying you around and you know sunning you all the time. You know what I'm saying? That sunning is like, you know, for cats that don't know, it's like when someone's basically trying to put you on a low level than them than they are. You know, either by saying it or by physically doing it, or sometimes a little bit of both. You can't have your girl sunning you. You can have her bring up something, you know. Of course, you can be wrong, and of course, you can have situations where your girl may have more insight and info and knowledge about something. There's nothing wrong with that. Your girl's gonna know more about certain things, but it's not what she does, it's how she does it. Or better yet, with that being the case, she's got more knowledge, more insight, more information. That's all well and good, but respect has to always be maintained. That's another thing I'll talk about another time in a relationship. Respect's got to be maintained. So if you don't establish yourself, then she can get really loose with respect. And I've touched upon this before, and I'll touch upon other videos. It's kind of like slacking on your pimping or slacking on your macking. When you let things fall to the wayside, you know, you start to slowly see you know, the roles reversed. And then she's saying, I can get away with more and more with this guy because he hasn't established himself. But when you establish yourself in a respectful but firm way, that's the thing, you got to be kind. But you got to be firm. You can't be mean. Don't be a jerk like, look, bitch, don't do that. But don't be like, well, it's okay. No. No. You got to be firm. You're like, look, I love you. You know what I'm saying? But you knew what time it was when you got with me, and I told you. And as a man, you got to be clear, upfront, and concise. Don't be, oh, well, I think, no. This is the protocol. This is the standard. And this is how you do it. There's no leeway. You know how they used to say sometimes the women, whenever we would have a situation, I would discuss it, bring it up. I mean, not discuss it, but I would bring it up and we would talk about it. Or, no, I'm like, okay. Whenever stuff would happen, there'd be times where I would tell them, this is not up for discussion. It's my standard, my protocol. I'm not going to be like, well, like, no. My standard is this, my protocol is this. Rock with it or don't. It's really that simple. But because women are not used, a lot of women in society are not used to men, you know, demanding this of them. And I said, yeah, demanding. You got to demand this of your girl. Because if you don't, then she's going to just do whatever she wants. Today I do this, tomorrow I do that. No. Every time with me, it's like this. So again, establish yourself with your girl. And I'll give you one more example of what I'm talking about. This is something I noticed, like, you know, things you notice you don't realize. But early, before I ever had game, I remember something I would see with a lot of my friends. They would get relationships with girls, and then like maybe 6 months to a year in, they would be unhappy. Oh man, this girl's doing this, and man, she's this and she that, and blah blah blah. And I'd be like, man, like, and I saw quite a few. One of my friends, he was constantly doing it. He'd get to a point in a relationship, and then he want to change, or he wants something to be different. But the thing that he didn't realize is that that woman, 6 months to a year, you know, into the relationship, she's gotten acclimated to that thing that he don't like, but it don't matter. And when he tries to rock the boat, she's going to fight him on that and or leave him. You know, he'd be like, oh, she this and she that, and he's constantly complaining. And I'd be like, well, man, you set it up that way. I mean, I get it that you're mad, but that's what happens when you don't establish yourself with women. They set the protocol and they set a standard, or they're all over the place, and that's the standard. The standard is whatever. The protocol is whatever, you know. And then because you're not liking it, or the standard is she's bossing you around, or the standard is she's talking down to you, or she is trying to sun you, and she thinks it's okay because you've allowed it. Then you be like, hey, I don't like you sunning me. And then she's surprised. Whoa, what do you mean? You did it to yourself as the man. Establish yourself with women. There's no other way. You need to do that. And this video probably is like me, you know, being a little more, you know, I'm a little more hyped and stuff, but, you know, it'll be like that in other videos too. But listen, this point cannot be overstressed, because there's nothing worse than getting 6 months, a year, 10, 20, 30 years down the line and realizing that you don't like the way things are with you and your woman. But she's so used to it, the only choice you have is to fight for a long time, trying to get her to change, because she'll fight that change, especially if she's comfortable and she likes it and she figures she's got you where she wants you. Or either you or her are going to leave, or y'all agree to part. telling you, sometimes that's how it is. Establish yourself with your women or woman. You know, and if you got a rotation, you got to establish yourself with every woman you deal with. Establish yourself so that they already know what time it is when they're dealing with you. That is the honest truth, and there's no other way. All right, y'all. Maybe you might not like this, but some do. But for those who are going to be astute enough, you know, grab what you can from this and apply it to your dealings with women, because it will help you. Trust me. You know, that way there's no surprises. You know, X amount of time in a relationship. So, all right, man. Like I always say, be the man because you are the man. All right, peace.